Paimon, how's everybody doing today? Well, see it and believe it. Blazing Shonen, episode 6, baby, after a 3-month hiatus. And first off, before we get started, let me introduce the man, the myth, and the legend, TELADIA Plays. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good, my dude. And they're returning on Blazing Shonen. Yes, it's been quite a wild ride since the last episode that we did. And let's just say I'm looking forward to today's episode because there's a lot to talk about. A lot.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, let's get well, you're probably already seeing from the thumbnail by the time this goes live. So let's go ahead and talk about the first topic, Dragon Ball Super. Like, are you caught up with the manga currently, or at the very least since the
Now,
anime ended? Okay,
I've
what's
I, I've seen the anime and I didn't read any of the manga. I was just like, nah, not for me.
fair enough. It was a bit just a promo manga in the beginning. It didn't really diverge until like the Future Trunks arc, I want to say, but it
Yeah,
really wasn't hitting on nothing. So that's a fair point. But for what you have seen, where could you say this? If we were to get a season 2, because I know a web series is coming out, but I don't know if it's officially Super season 2. But where do you
I
see
would.
we could go next from here?
It would have to be take after superheroes. They can't go back in time after Tournament of Power. They can't.
Really, because
They
you have so far manga exclusive arcs like Moro and Granola that take place after the Tournament of Power.
even though they takes place after the Tournament of Power, they've already done superhero. So for actors and actors and voice actors and all of that, and artists, they probably don't want to go back in time just to try and catch people up to superhero. It wouldn't make any sense.
I see your point. I see your point. The last thing you want to do is a repeat of Battle of Gods and Fukatsu no F. Now that one because you had straight momentum from the movie success and how the fan base is still here. We can make these movies on the cheap. But
Yeah, like Battle of Gods, um, Resurrection F, literally because they were simultaneously done at the same time as the anime, right?
right,
But when it comes down to them, because the season is over, there's no point of them. Oh, what we'll do after Battle of Gods, and it's gonna have to take place somewhere. Like if you're gonna do after Battle of Power of the Tournament, like how are you gonna explain Broly, like all of that stuff, right? Because Broly is already introduced now. So it's like it makes no sense for them to do a Dragon Ball Super Season 2 and set it in between Broly Super in between what's it called? Power Tournament and Broly, because even though there's a lot to take in there, but they never did Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego in Broly movie and the superhero film.
now here's my compromise. Broly, do not do a movie recap on that because that's pointless. That's a solid story with good animation. That would just be a downgrade.
Yeah.
Do a movie telling the Granola and Moro arcs respectively. That way you ain't gotta waste no too much money and resources, and you can go straight from superhero beyond. The only caveat in that is whether or not you're truly gonna go beyond End of Z.
It would definitely. What I'm wondering, are they gonna go from Super into GT, if you know what I mean? So
I get what you mean that area because contrary to what happened in the West, in Japan, GT was not that bad. I highly recommend GT subbed.
yeah,
GT in Japan was not that bad.
yeah. So
Was
like,
it
I
a
mean,
narrative bookend? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Taladi.
the way I see it is Dragon Ball GT, especially in Japanese, uh, did well. In the West side, not so much with the music and
No, no.
no, no, no. They should have kept the music the same from the Japanese music. They should have just kept that the same and it would have worked.
But I feel like the biggest caveat between the East and West in relation to GT is that everyone was so hyped from Z, the large scale, the battles, the expansion of it all. Whereas GT is just a modern callback to the original Son Goku, the original Dragon Ball. It's a narrative bookend, basically.
The
But
only
if you
thing, the only thing I'll say is uh if I was what's it called, Toei animation and stuff like that, I would not touch GT at all. The
you're
reason
just better off
you're
because that's
better off
that's a
not
fan. Yeah, I agree.
because Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT are one,
Yes,
right?
from the original serialization, they are.
Yeah, they are one. Now, if you're gonna do a canonized version, you might as well say Dragon Ball Z Kai and Dragon Ball Super are canon.
Yes, so you have the original serialization that goes from Dragon Ball Z GT, the original anime serialization from
Yeah,
89 to 97. Then you
yeah,
have Kai, and then it splits off from there. Yeah, that's a safe deviation, I want to say.
yeah,
It's not a perfect have your cake and eat it too situation. Fans are always going to find some way to debate about it, but that would be more commercially safe. That way, GT fans have their own staple of Dragon Ball, Super has theirs. That's a great point, Teladia. That is a great point.
yeah. It's 1 second. Um,
While we're waiting on that, if you
I
had
mean,
read up,
like I said, you know what? Before we move on, I was gonna say that when it comes down to Dragon Ball Kai and Super, it just makes logical sense to connect them because they were more in line. Kai is more in line with the books than they are with Z, if you
that's
think
fair.
about it, right?
That that's fair. That's fair.
And the same thing could be said for Super. Super's almost in line with the manga.
That is true. That is true. They do keep some anime filler, like Gregory and some of the key scenes that were so iconic. Hell, the
Yeah,
Goku Majin Vegeta fight was technically filler, so
yeah.
they have
Uh,
made some exceptions.
the only thing I'll say that the first Super did wrong was they didn't introduce Super Saiyan God Vegeta, which was introduced uh during the battle between Zamasu.
Yes, in the manga, you do see Vegeta use the God form.
Yeah,
Now, if we since we already brought up the anime and the animation, this is the only time I'm going to say it because it's probably been done to death by other creators. When Super, its original syndication, was being produced, One Piece movie Gold was in post production at the time. That 6 month riff where you got 27 episodes of subpar animation quality, that's because Toei prioritized One Piece and getting One Piece Gold out. If they had delayed Super for another anime season, say spring 2016 or summer 2016, even with the movie recaps, the quality would have been a lot better. But again, they just crapped it out and gave the D, C, and D list animators something to do. But they weren't ready to tackle that big of a project, especially with the fan expectation being so high since it's Dragon Ball's return. They just weren't ready for that assignment, at least in my opinion.
yeah. Um, I was gonna say as well when it comes down to the animation style, it all depends on who's gonna do it.
That is true. That is true. But if I were to get a suit, because they're also in certain arcs of the manga, Oob makes a debut in Super, and he plays a role in the Mora arc. The Granola arc, you probably could keep that manga exclusive because it kind of just because Torotaro kind of writes himself into a corner at some point, but it does set the stage for Frieza getting a new form. That's all I'm going to say on that. But regardless, they definitely need to decide whether they're going to go beyond End of Z or not because you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Hmm.
You have to make some decision.
Um, but what I was gonna say, I just think I hope we get some new news about Dragon Ball Season 2. I'm gonna put it like that. I'll say that much. Um, So yeah, I'll say hopefully we'll get some news on Dragon Ball Season 2. Anyway, next topic. Shall we hop into the next one? Because Budokai
Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
Tenkaichi 4. Now there hasn't been no news on that game. I know they were at Comic Con, Bandai Namco, but no news in regards to the game whatsoever. My guess is a 2024 game now.
Yeah, because you would think something would have come out during Comic Con. So at this point, now, unless something comes out while we're recording this, at
Yeah,
least in my opinion, Budokai Tenkaichi 4 is getting delayed till next year.
at least next year, at the very least, yeah. Because they need
Because,
they
yeah,
need something big, and Budokai Tenkaichi 4 is going to be bigger. Uh, it is a big game. Don't get me wrong. For the fighting game genre, it's a big deal. And
definitely.
the fact that Fighters is going to Evo this year and not Budokai Tenkaichi 4 makes me think maybe Evo possibly we'll get some news there,
Possibly.
or maybe at a later date, maybe at the end of the year we'll get some news.
We're definitely getting an announcement before the end of the year. I just
Yeah,
don't know whether or not it's going to get delayed to like 2025 and beyond. So there's
no,
probably something behind the scenes, but we
yeah,
won't know anything for sure till at least Evo.
until Evo, yeah, for sure. So, like I said, guys, keep we'll keep a lookout though. We'll keep you up to date on that frontier when it comes down to Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Um, and be sure to keep your eyes locked on this channel because myself and Jay Heat will cover that on the channel with
Oh,
Budokai Tenkaichi.
definitely, definitely.
So next,
But oh, next topic. I just
uh,
thought you had some
no,
predictions. Did you have any
no,
predictions going into the game?
I just think it's gonna take Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z Kai, and Dragon Ball Super, and maybe even add in GT just for the sake of the fan service. So they might add that, and and include the movies as well. Broly, superhero, they'll add those in.
I never got your opinion on this, but what did you think of the film? I mean, with
Ah,
Gohan and Piccolo getting center stage for once.
oh, that was great. They were like special beam cannon.
Oh man, it's just these two had God, these two carried this movie. Now, Gohan kind of slacking off again. We get it. He's not passionate about fighting. He has larger responsibilities and he's
Yeah,
struggling with a work-life balance. It's understandable. Now, if you're going purely from the anime, this is like the third time Gohan's had this struggle, but that's a separate conversation. But
that's a separate
other than
conversation for another day. Yeah,
yeah, but other than that, I pretty much enjoyed this film. It was a good self-contained one-off. I wouldn't have made Cell Max just a giant Harudagon kaiju monster, but due to time constraints, I could see why they went that route. Due to time constraints,
yes.
I wouldn't have minded a Gohan Piccolo fusion though. That would have been badass.
No, 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 no. Don't you dare say that. Just like me telling you, if you say Gohan and Piccolo fusion, I'll say Marvel. Marvel lover. I'll keep on calling you that.
Seriously, y'all think that affects me, but it really doesn't. We can all objectively agree Marvel was bad, but still, that does not affect me like that. Y'all cannot break me. I'm serious.
Hey, it did break you because you did swear on his stream.
I was making a point. Hey, Jared was wanting to play chicken. If he wants a war, I'll give him one. But but yeah, since we might as well talk about this, since Teladia was kind enough to bring it up,
Yeah,
and don't worry, I am making an official video on this. But I am making an official video on this.
go on.
But my adventures with Superman. Now, despite all the flack you get online,
I
it's not
love it.
that. It's not
I love
bad.
it. It's
I
not
would
bad.
argue. I
Jared,
would argue.
I'm gonna say this right now. Jared Even though he doesn't like Superman and Lois being there, he likes this version of Lois Lane.
Because she's not too stuck up. She's meek. She's a little abrasive, but not obnoxious about it. She's basically what if Lois and Clark got to the planet and met 5 years earlier. That's all the
Yeah.
premise is.
So, I'll say that My Adventures with Superman's a great show. I recommend you guys checking it out.
Definitely. If there was two nitpicks I would have is that just about the majority of the Rogues Gallery we've seen so far were tech based and Deathstroke's design. I'm sorry, that is not Deathstroke. The very fact that
Yes.
one upon a time we had Slade from 2003, and then all of a sudden you give us Jerry voicing this. I don't even know what I'm looking at, but it sure as hell ain't Deathstroke.
Yeah, it's not Deathstroke.
No, you couldn't find a random jobber for. I get the actor trying to find some range and branch out, but every time he's in the studio, all I hear is Jerry from Rick and Morty. Like, honest to God.
All I can say is just ignore that part and just focus on Superman.
Now, the Superman. Now, in terms of being the Man of Steel, it gives a very golden-esque vibe to it. There's nothing wrong with the Superman. A bit of a himbo, but other than that, I ain't got no problem with it.
They could have kept the underwears away from that suit. All I can say.
That's okay. I'm probably gonna get some flack from the oldies for this, but would I say the classic design is outdated? To a degree. It was mostly a wrestling metaphor.
Yeah.
But given the way things are now, it's an outdated reference that only 25, if not 50% of the comic book audience is going to get. The rest is just, oh, he's always had that, and they're just not going to mind it too much. But again, all in all, I will do a video on this probably closer to episode 6 comes out. That way I get a full season. But
I'm definitely reacting to episode 5 this week, and also we'll be doing reaction to episode 6 when it's released next week. Myself and Jared are doing that.
How would you compare this to Superman and Lois, though? Well, the current season 3 of Superman and Lois.
Well, more jam-packed than Superman and Lois.
Definitely. Far less
and
filler.
it's shorter.
Highly recommend.
So it's not 40 minutes per episode. It's like literally 15, 20
23,
minutes.
which is your average anime episode.
Yeah.
Now, again, cheap animation, but that's to be expected from a show that was greenlit during the executive regime change at Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers Discovery. I'm surprised this show even got out, because in situations like this, they either shelve it or write it or make it a tax write-off. Batgirl, excuse me.
Don't blame, because you don't want to get perp on you. Little movie perp wants to release the Batgirl movie. So shout out goes out to Little Movie Perp, by the way. So I'll say that much.
And here's my rebuttal. When even executives have to shelve a movie, you know it's bad. That's all I'm going to say.
Anyway, but yeah, My Adventure with Superman is a great series. It's got a season 2 coming up. And I class this show more New 52-ish than Golden Age.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
And yet there's no Wonder Woman in sight. I bet that's a major disappointment for Jared.
Oh, that kind of pisses off Jared for sure.
Okay, all right. You can go ahead and clip me on this. But if Batman makes a cameo in season 2, and Wonder Woman appears in that episode, I'm making Wonder Bat quotes the entire time. If I'm not in the panel, it'll be in the comment section.
Okay.
Oh man, I mean, could you imagine? I mean, if the Harley Quinn show did it, I mean, oh come on, you know good and well.
I know good and well what you're thinking. Yes.
Hold on. Let me see if I can roll the clip right quick. Just give me a second. Okay, Jared, we're
This,
just having good fun. We're just having good fun.
this is for you.
Let me try.
Okay.
Wonderbat. Let me try.
Oh, sorry, I almost replayed it twice. Oh man.
That's our mascot, PK.
Shout out to Bigger Shades, man. Great to have you. Be glad to have you back on the channel soon. But what was I was gonna bring out?
What next topic? Because we're done with my adventure with Superman.
Oh, definitely. Any news on the Amazon, the Batman Cape Crusader show?
Nope.
Nothing on that. Okay.
Nope.
The boys officially made a spinoff called Gen V. That
I've
officially
seen the
got
trailer.
announced.
I've seen the trailer to it. I might watch it, might not. Depends.
So it's basically just a melodramatic high school show in the boys.
Yeah. Set in the
I'm
boys'
surprised
universe.
CW didn't get this. Jesus Christ.
It's because they're swearing in it. A lot of
Gore.
gore and swearing and all these different things.
Supernatural had a decent amount of gore in it too, so that might actually bump their numbers a bit. I'm just saying, if you're gonna give me trashy TV anyway, give me some action. That's all I'm saying.
You want action? I'll give you action in a minute.
Oh,
You set yourself up for that.
I did. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay.
Next topic.
Next topic. Okay, that one went through relatively quickly, but
I have got a topic we can talk about.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
That is Marvel Spider-Man 2 and the story trailer that was revealed at San Diego Comic-Con.
I briefly got to look at it before I had to run that errand I was telling you about off panel. But man, I'm excited for this game. I haven't been excited for a Marvel product in years.
Wait, I got to do the voice for Venom. Venom.
Teladia, if you're gonna do the voice, do it right. We are Venom.
No, that's my Spider-Man 3 version voice.
Don't put Topher Grace into this.
Yeah, that's the voice he uses.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay, that's official. That is my one nitpick of this game. You have the actor doing a Topher Grace impression. That is the one nitpick I make in this game off the rip.
No, that's just me impersonating Topher Grace's version of Venom.
Oh, I was about to say.
Not.
You got me.
I got you good.
Oh, you got me. I was about to go on a rant. Jesus.
Nah, but Tony Todd is gonna be amazing for this game. Candyman himself and Zoom. You know, he's gonna be in the game. And you got Bully Lowenthal doing the dance. Going like this.
Oh, I know which dance you're talking about.
Yeah. Get on up.
We don't talk about the Emo McGuire dance. We don't talk about it.
We do here because it's a thing. It's official. Bully Lowenthal is a thing.
Oh God, as much as I want to make that reference right now.
You want to see the clip?
Hey, if you screen share it, roll it.
Let me get the
clip.
Like
I said, you cannot break me. I've
Let
seen
me
a lot
get
of
the
bad
clip. It's
movies,
on one
and
of.
I've seen a lot of bad comics. Okay, you cannot break me, but you are welcome to try.
Let me get the clip. 1 second.
Okay, just let me know. But while we're waiting on that,
Let me find it.
I am hyped for this game. Now, with Sony, when it comes to Spider-Man, Sony can do virtually no wrong most of the time. There have been instances where they screwed up, Emo McGuire, but other than that, you're going to get a pretty solid Spider-Man project if it's directly from Sony most of the time. Again, I can't even think of a bad time Sony made Spider-Man look bad or damage the Spider-Man IP in any way. Can you, Teladia?
Let me find the clip first, and then I'll go back to you.
Oh, go ahead. Because
Please.
all I was gonna say was you can't do no wrong with Spider-Man. It's a pretty basic premise. They even got Miles Morales trying to boost up with Spider-Verse. The momentum is there. But
I found the clip. I found the clip.
okay, screen share.
It's on a YouTuber's page.
Okay.
Where is it? There he is. You have to accept the screen share. You screen sharing.
Yep.
This is at Comic-Con, by the way.
Okay. Roll it.
You see it?
Briefly. Yeah, it's buffering, but I do see it.
There we go.
Let's go! You're in!
He does the dance.
Yes!
There's the dance. What do you think?
As much as nostalgia that was conveyed in that one dance, it does not live well. It is memed in infamy. But it was a good dance. Not a bad impression. Not a bad impression. But again,
Bully Longthal exists. He said it himself. So, Marvel Spider-Man 2, though, he's going to have Venom in it. Wraith is going to be in it. Mr. Martin Lee, a.k.a. Mr. Negative, is also going to be in the game.
I'm pretty sure he played a role in the first one story mode, Mr. Negative.
Yes. And this one, he's in the Wrath. He's got longer hair and a beard, like mine.
Now, this is the
So,
one thing I heard about online. A comment I heard that they were setting up, at least in the first game, they were setting up Superior Spider-Man with Doc Ock. Like the setup is there. I don't know if they're gonna follow through with it, but the setup is
we're
there.
gonna wait. We're gonna wait till We have to wait till Marvel Spider-Man 2 finishes. The game hasn't come out yet. So why are we jumping to Spider-Man 3? I'll never know.
All I'm just saying that. Oh, am I still muted?
No, you're
Okay.
not muted.
Okay, good. All I was saying is that if you're going purely from the first game, there was a thematic setup to Superior Spider-Man. I don't know if we're getting a Marvel Spider-Man 3. I don't know if we are. But if we were, or to get a DLC where something like this happens, I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm going to say on that. But any gaming predictions for us this week, Teladia?
Gaming predictions?
It could be DC. It could be more Marvel outside of Spider-Man.
Well, we do know Marvel have got tons of games already coming up. By the way, you spelled my name wrong. It's TELADIA.
Oh, sorry about that, man.
Can't even spell my name right. God damn, how many months have you known me? That's it. I want to say super. super, 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 super
Again,
wonder, super, super, super.
like seriously, man, we just chilling, having a good conversation. I cannot be broken. I reign supreme. You almost
Will
had me with
break
Marvel
you.
because that is an objectively bad comic. I will give y'all that. Y'all almost had me with Marvel. I didn't expect a dirty play like that. Y'all almost had me.
Oh, I
Y'all
got a better
almost
one
had
than
me.
Marvel. I got a
Bring it.
better one than Marvel. Supergirl 84.
A decent movie for its time. A decent movie for its time. And it got it actually
Oh, I
got a
got a better
decent
one.
reference in the Supergirl finale.
Granny Pants Wonder Woman. That's, that got you. That got you. That got you. No, no, that got you. Your face says it all. Your webcam. You. No, no, no. That got
I did
you.
not need
I know it broke. That broke you. That broke you.
out of anything you could have referenced. Granny Pants. Now with that level of cringe out of my mind, it was a relatively one-off story, self-contained, and
That's
it was
true
never
though.
used again. It was never used again.
No, 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 no. Linda Carter had Granny Pants Wonder Woman.
Wait, you talking about the Wonder Woman show? Because thought that was like a one-time gag. Hold on, Granny Pants. I'm probably gonna regret looking this up.
Yeah, Granny Pants Wonder Woman, aka Linda Carter. That will break you.
Okay, I see you, Wonder Woman.
That got you. That broke you. That broke you. Yes, I know what breaks you. I'm gonna message Jared right now. Let me message him.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. The only silver lining in that is, well, I did see a Granny Pant Wonder Woman with a Batman logo attached to it, so I could at least get a Wonder Bat dig out of it. Joke's on you,
No,
Teladia.
no. I told you Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. She has granny pants, and yet you saw that and you were like, it broke you. I know what breaks you. Marvel lover, granny pants Wonder Woman lover.
Again, to be fair, she was very up there by the time she had gotten that role. So a lot of that's to be expected. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
All right. I want to break you, and I did break you.
All you did was make me cringe and look up a very cringy topic on Google. That's literally all you did. When you break
Worth
someone, when you break someone, they literally cannot process what the hell they just witnessed. All you did was make me look up essentially Wonder Woman granny pants from an actress who was already up there in age.
No, when she was younger.
Hold on. Did I look up the wrong thing?
Linda Carter, when
Okay.
she was playing Wonder Woman, she had granny pants. That's what the nickname was.
Okay, now I see it.
Do you
Okay.
see what I mean?
Okay, I see it now. She is. Yep, she is actually. She is one. And that with that design. Yeah, she is. She actually had the thighs. Huh. I did not know that. I guess they were trying to be as comic accurate as possible with the costume.
But it didn't work out because everyone just.
She She just didn't have the frame for that costume. Linda Carter was a good enough actress to make it work, but she didn't have an athletic frame. She was very petite. She did not have an athletic frame for that role. Now, Gal Gadot, she could pull it off no problem. But all I'm gonna say is it's a product of its time. And cringe aside, again, product of its time.
Wait until Jared sees not Super Wonder, Wonder Woman in the new DCU, New 52. Just saying, I'm calling it now.
Oh, you think it's gonna be New 52 design?
Yeah.
Okay, so we might as well make predictions now. Might as well. DCU.
But before we move on to that, before you make your predictions on that, gaming predictions, I'll say that we expect more things from Marvel Spider-Man 2 in the next couple of months, and also expect Marvel's, I would say, no, Suicide Squad. We're gonna get some news on that, and also MK1. You forgot to mention that.
Nice.
Mortal Kombat.
Because I did. Go ahead.
Mortal Kombat has got Omni-Man and Homelander and Peacemaker in Mortal Kombat Combat Pack 1.
Nice. Granted, I wouldn't have put Peacemaker in there. That slot could have gone to somebody else. But other than that, a pretty good DLC expansion pack. Pretty solid roster. You got Ermac, you got Takeda. Oh, excuse me.
Ermac, Takeda, Quan Chi, Homelander, Omni-Man, and Peacemaker. Homelander won't come out till next year. So they've already stated that.
Okay. I think that my prediction on that is that Ermac and Takeda are going to debut first, followed by Peacemaker, Omni-Man at the end of the year, and then Homelander at the beginning of next year.
Yeah. As far as the DCU prediction goes, it's going to be New 52. It has to be New 52. If not,
to be fair,
I don't know what
Henry Cavill's Superman was New 52 design, because there were no trunks on that costume. That was a New 52 design. So you think they're going to make him put on the trunks for the sake of contracts?
I hope it has. No, I want it to be New 52 with the red belt.
Okay, that's a good compromise.
With the collar and everything, because it'll just look better that way. Right? A Kryptonian armored look. Think about it, right?
Huh. I see your point. Now,
right, and every time when he does the rip the shirt, his thing, basically his suits, what's it called? Nanotech comes on. That would be pretty cool for a Superman film.
A little too Iron Man, but I could see where that would be a nice artistic choice. Now, would you say we would get a completely separate Batman, or would we play it safe with making it semi-adjacent to the Batman with Matt Reeves, and just say this was like the Batman is like his origin, his earlier years, and then DCU is the present day?
No. James Gunn's Batman is literally different to Matt Reeves' Batman.
Okay.
It won't be a younger Batman. It'll be in his 30s or 40s.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, he's having Damian Wayne as Robin.
An established Bat family. I get what you mean.
Yeah, established Batman. And no, Tevia, if you're watching this as a VOD, no, Tevia, no Super Son is ever going to happen.
The closest you'll get is Connor in Teen Titans. Similar. I think DeCambu did something similar, but they never capitalized on it.
They never capitalized on it, yeah. So you're not gonna get John Kent. It's been redundant.
It really is, and we've had this conversation multiple times. John can't, and not just in terms of these characters, in terms of these stories, because at the end of the day, these are still characters who need to make a profit, who need to garner a fan base. John Kent, outside of Superman and Lois, is a dead IP. He cannot stand on his own 2 feet, not commercially. He can't. There have been 2 separate attempts since the Age Up: Adventures of Superman and Son of Kal-El. I'd argue the latter was the worst, but that was because that was a Jay Nakamura story. But long tangent aside, John just cannot stand on his own 2 feet. Even in Superman and Lois, he needs either his parents or his brother, or his brother as a foil to balance him out. He just can't stand on his own 2 feet. That's just the truth of it.
Yeah.
But I would see like this. Okay, because we've already got Superman and Batman out of the way. They're kind of doing like a Wonder Woman prequel, probably giving enough time, letting the Wonder Woman 84 stink kind of wear off before giving Wonder Woman a project, saving her for phase 2. But an Amazon prequel show. I can see the potential, but I could really see them screwing it up if they're not careful.
Yeah. It's gonna be screwed up.
Yeah. I'm preparing for the worst on that one. I would say the Amazon show, that's going to be the biggest dud of phase 1, if any. Creature Commandos. Why would you even give Creature Commandos a show? I could see the Authority. I could even see Waller to a degree, but Creature Commandos? Like, they're not. I don't even think many people know about Creature Commandos outside the comics.
Mm-hmm.
But Teladia, what do you think? I've been doing a lot of talking.
All I can say is Creature Commandos. All I can say is Creature Commandos is going to do well. That's all I can say.
So you're saying the biggest duds of DCU phase 1, from what we've seen, is going to be Creature Commandos and the Amazon show.
I don't think. I think the Amazon show, they should have just jumped into Wonder Woman. They shouldn't have done the Amazon show.
But after Wonder Woman 84.
No, but if you do an origin type of thing, a prequel, where's Wonder Woman in all of this?
You could just have it to where Diana's still a little girl. This is like in the very beginning of the universe, Diana hasn't gone through the trials to become the champion of Themyscira. By all accounts, Diana's still a little girl.
Yeah, but Island of Themyscira, right? The show.
Yeah.
There's no Wonder Woman in it. There's no Diana in it.
Almost as if they couldn't afford the license.
Almost as if they couldn't afford the license. Yes, pretty much. It's a dud because there's no Wonder Woman in the game. In what am I saying in the game? I meant in the show.
Now, Fox's Gotham was in a similar situation to where they wanted to make a Batman prequel show with James Gordon, with Commissioner Gordon. So they were in a similar situation because of the Bat embargo. But even if it did kind of sputter around a bit, it did lead to a decent finale.
But are they going to do exactly what Gotham did? And I don't think they will.
No,
because James Gunn is so much in a bad situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
His universe right now with the
technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, there we are. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, you were saying, Teladia?
James Gunn is in so much trouble as it is right now.
I agree.
Because of what's happening to his universe. I mean, writer strikes are happening, actor strikes are happening, and this is all going to affect his universe, and he doesn't realize that.
Again, Teladia froze again, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. James Gunn is taking some heat right now. Some of it is because of the strike. Some of it is self-inflicted because of what happened with Henry Cavill and how he converses and conducts himself on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a self-made situation right there. You can argue circumstantial factors, but I'm not gonna say DCU gets completely thrown out. I'm not gonna say that because they're too far along in the process. So I'm not gonna say that, but it's definitely gonna be reworked. If they were smart about it, and this is just you could argue some Snyder material as Elseworlds or standalones. Maybe a full Netflix deal if Netflix is willing to buy out the property, buy out that version of the characters or that version of the media. But hey, it's good money for Warner Brothers Discovery on the side. It's good money for Zaslav, and it helps garner some momentum in between content. If they were smart, if they wanted to go that route, or if they wanted, a little backup or a pocket universe to where it's self-contained, they could do their own thing. Because I don't think the Batman alone, yeah, it's cheap. You can do a lot with a very little when it comes to street heroes like Batman, but you can only get so far with them to the point to where you would end up with a very grounded Justice League if you're ever going to expand at all. You're not going to have any of the heavy hitters. You might have Green Arrow, Black Canary, maybe Flash if you put a little bit more money in the special effects.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the Batman's just going to be a trilogy in of itself, just like the Dark Knight was, and then it's going to sputter out. So if you need a backup in case DCU falls flat, bringing back some Snyder content might actually do you some good. But that's just how I feel. Now, Tomorrowverse so far. As of this recording, World has not released yet. As of this,
But we will be reacting to it. On Jared's channel.
So like and comment, like and subscribe to us, like and subscribe to Jared from Comics League, and hit that bell so you don't miss a video. But from what I've seen of the Tomorrowverse so far, it's all right. Now, Man of Steel, Man of Tomorrow, and Long Halloween, those were a strong start.
Yeah.
But after Justice Society World War II, they kind of kept sputtering out. Like literally, like it's been one downgrade after another. Beware My Power was controversial because again, I mean, even with the fan service, like there's no real story here. You just have Jon Stewart getting with Kyle Rayner's origin, Hal becoming Parallax and killed off at the end. It's essentially Emerald Twilight, Rand Thanagar War, and Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern origin all crammed into one. And excuse me, I was scratching my nose. I wasn't throwing a sign or nothing. I was just scratching my nose. But I just feel like that Beware My Power was a little overbloated. As for,
I'll say this though, right? Because
right?
I'll say about the Tomorrowverse, they are leading up to a Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's what they're leading to.
I
next
did hear
year.
about that at Comic-Con. I did hear about that. But I didn't know if it was
Yeah.
going to be Tomorrowverse exclusive. I thought it was just going to be a relatively standalone with all these verses coming together.
No, but if you think about it, they've got the Tomorrowverse, they've got the Earth 2 verse, which is the Earth 2 of Tomorrowverse. You can also include the pre-52, so a new 52 universe.
Okay. DeCamu and maybe an original. But what would count as pre-Flashpoint? Would that be like Crisis on Two Earths, the DC?
The Crisis on 2 Earths, so like stuff like Batman Doomed, Crisis on 2
Okay.
Earths. What else is there?
The Justice League and Flashpoint. Excuse me.
Justice League. Not Justice League War, but the one before not before Flash. It's one before Flashpoint. You could also include the Dark Knight if you wanted to. The Dark Knight Returns trilogy if you wanted to.
You could.
Batman Year One. You could do that. So there's so many different adaptations you could put in there.
But definitely. But I heard Crisis. Oh, go ahead, Talia. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
So the way I see it is the Tomorrowverse, it has to pull a rabbit out the hat with this next film because apparently this one didn't do so well.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, but we are going to be watching along. Myself and Jared are going to be. Oh, sorry, Comics League, because I think that's better known. Comics League and I are going to react to it, post it on YouTube, or live stream react to it, and then we're going to give our honest opinion on it because that's something we planned up from last week. And yeah. So is there anything else we want to add, Jakey, or no?
Nothing else comes to mind. You pretty much covered a lot. I think this was a good video, man. A good return to form.
Yeah.
Anything coming up on your channel or anything you would like to promote?
Yes. So on my channel, I will be doing a Super Wonder, meaning Superman and Wonder Woman, as promised to Jared. I will be doing that this week some point. I've got to find a date to do it. I've got to make a thumbnail, and then I'm going to get Jared on for that. I've got to figure out a day where I can get Jared from Comics League on the panel to talk about Superman and Wonder Woman, the pros of it. And I have to make a good stream about it. So that's a stream that's coming up. And I also got a collab with Sil Abdul. I'm doing different things with him. I've just done a video recording with him as well, talking about Marvel and DC. And we'll be talking about Star Wars sometime this week. We just got to figure out a date, time. Sorry for that. And I've also got my adventure with Superman coming up, live reactions, and Into the Multiverse, a DC Comics podcast. That's also coming up this weekend. So stay tuned for all of that. And if you guys want to become a subscriber and a member to my channel, then there will be an option for you guys to do that. You can join. It's reasonable prices between $99 cents to $4.99. It's reasonable prices, and I have got merch store, coming up. I've got it all set up. I'm gonna post it in every video now, and you guys can grab merch, and it's done by Streamlabs, so it's got my logo. You can represent me in it everywhere you go. So before we go, I'll let Jakey say his thing, and then we gotta do our favorite outro. So I'll say that.
All right. As for me, I am officially starting SWTOR playthroughs again. I have done SWTOR Sith Warrior Part 24 and 25 back to back. I'm actually planning some what ifs, starting with what if Qui-Gon Jinn survived. So that actually propped up some ideas for me, Teladia. Thank you for bringing Star Wars up. Also, I was fan requested to do a retrospective on Harley Quinn. So I need to do some research and get that together. So expect that soon. Also, I have started, I rebranded Dynamic Trio with myself and Tevia. So Tevia is an official co-host on that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But his debut episode went pretty well. It was a late night stream and it went pretty well. So I can't complain. But be on the lookout for more content. And I think as we wrap up today, Pika said it best. Give me just a moment.
Oh, super.
Let me try.
Okay.
Wonderbat.
Never gets old.
Never gets old. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Flame on!